Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. Many of you already know that I will be doing the JMT, the John Muir Trail, next month starting June 15th. Now the John Muir Trail starts in Yosemite Valley in California. It goes 212 miles to the top of Mount Whitney at 14,500 feet. Most of the trail is above 8,000 to 10,000 feet the whole way, so it's a very high trail. And is one of the greatest wilderness adventure trips that you can take in the United States, and it's very popular. I myself will only be doing about 170 miles of it, 75 miles of it, because I've already done the first part. I've been up to Half Dome 3 times, and I've also hiked from Tuolumne Meadows to Red Meadows, so I don't feel like I have to do the whole thing. So I'll do about 175 miles myself, and I'll be by myself. Although I will usually, like the last time, meet a lot of people who are also doing the John Muir Trail. And the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail people, will be coming north, so I'll be bumping into them as I'm doing the trail. What I would like to talk to you tonight about are 3 areas where I'm prepared for: the permit, the food, and packing. The first is the permit. To get a permit for the John Muir Trail is extremely difficult. It's called the golden ticket. There's 2 ways, because only 45 permits are given a day, and the trail is extremely popular throughout the world. And there's only 2 ways you can get a permit. One is to walk in on the day that you want to start the hike, which is extremely difficult, because they reserve 25 permits and they have 20 walk-ins. But when you go for a walk-in, there's like 100 people there at 6 in the morning, so your chances of getting one are not very good. Now when you apply for one, you have a 7% chance of getting one. Last year I applied 75 days in a row, and I got denied 75 days in a row. As you all know, I quit my job at Western Washington University to go have all kinds of adventures, and that's one I wanted to do. But if I didn't get a permit, I wasn't going to do it. After I did a bunch of adventures, I decided in December, because you have to apply 168 days before your start date, I decided I'm just going to throw an application in and see what happens. First day I put it in, boom, I got one. I'm like, oh my. My strategy was to send it in for June 15th because it was early. Last year was a very heavy snow year, 200% higher than normal. It was extremely dangerous. People actually died doing the John Muir Trail last year on the river crossings. But I said, what are the chances of them having a high snow year 2 years in a row? So that's why I put in the application in early, because I thought a lot of people wouldn't, and that's why I got it for June 15th. So I'm very excited to start, and again, it's the golden ticket, extremely difficult to get. So I have that in hand, which feels really good. I'll get there on the 14th, I pick it up on the 14th, and I start the trail on the 15th. The second area where I had to prepare is food. Before you here is 14 days worth of food. It's going to take me about 14 days to hike 175 miles, between 12 and 16 miles a day. This is 5 days of food. This is 9 days of food. I will mail this out to myself at the John Muir Trail Ranch, which is about 60 miles into the trip. This here is a bear canister. There's all kinds of bears on the trail, so you have to be very, very careful. And it's a bit heavy, and it's bear proof. A black bear won't get into this, a grizzly bear, or a very hungry Tom Veach won't get into this stuff. So pass that around, see how heavy it is, and just see how strong that is. Just pass it around real quick.
Challenge accepted, Patrick.
Also, so what am I eating for food? I can tell you one thing right now, there are no vegetables in here. Also, as some of you know, I eat a lot of oatmeal. There's actually no oatmeal in here. Because when I biked down the west coast of the United States, one of the best things I really enjoyed was waking up early, eating a bagel, and just starting off really early in the morning. And I can see myself doing the same thing. So what am I going to eat for breakfast? Usually some sort of Cliff Bar or something like that, and some gorp, and maybe a little salami. That's lunch, boom. My goal is to hike 10 miles and then have another break, so that I'm hiking in the cool of the day. Then for lunch, I'll have gorp, jerky, a little bit more salami, some prunes, and a few other things. And it's only for dinner that I'll actually use. I have 6 Mountain Houses in here, Mountain House dinners, which are freeze-dried, and also I'll eat spaghetti and tuna. That's usually my go-to. But I have 14 days worth of food. Now, where is my canister? Please pass that canister up front. Because one of my challenges are that this canister this is 5 days of food. What the heck am I going to do? I got to get this 9 days of food into this canister. That will be a big challenge. And seeing all this food, the funny thing is, I recognize, well, when you eat the food comes out, so that's a lot of food. I've got to bring 2 toilet papers with me, 2 rolls of toilet paper. So the food is a bit of a challenge. Now the third area that I had to pack is my pack. Now I didn't go minimalist because I don't have a lot of minimalist gear, because I didn't want to pay for it. But this is my pack right here, and it's a pretty big pack. Now I try to be kind of minimalist. As you can see, it's not very minimal here. But what's really good, it is very organized. And the bottom here is my sleeping bag, my sleeping pad, and my rain gear. I got that cheap rain gear that's really, really cheap, but it's good stuff. I keep it all down here. Up here, I have 1 bag is my tent, 1 bag is all my clothes, and my cooking material. That's it that's in here. Where's my thing? So when I take all this, whoa. So when I put all this together, it looks pretty heavy. Because I'm going to take my food, and see, and I got my T-birds for river crossings, because one of the most dangerous things in the John Muir Trail are river crossings. But instead of using my T-birds, I'll just put this, if you can see, you got to kind of have this all organized, or it will be a mess when you're hiking with it. But the other thing to realize is that, I'll keep that like that for a second, is this is what I'm wearing. I got these shoes. You notice I don't have boots on. I just have regular, these are running shoes, because when I go in June, there'll be a lot of river crossings and I don't want to keep taking my gear off, and these will dry really quick because they have ports in them. And also I have short socks, so everything will dry quick. And these are quick drying shorts, and someone already told me I have a cotton shirt on. I will not have a cotton shirt on during the trail. But this is it. I'll also have a hat this time, because the last time I did the John Muir Trail, the issue I had, it was so darn hot, I think I actually suffered from heat exhaustion or something like that, because us Northwest people aren't normally used to 92 degrees hiking with probably a 45-pound pack. So let's see what this looks like, because sometimes when I put the pack on, I always show it looks like I'm carrying a refrigerator. But what I want everybody to do maybe later is to put this pack on. Oh, 1 second. There we go. You can watch me put it on. Hey man, I'm not proud. I'm going to jump up and down. I'll just put it on real quick. Put it on. And here we go. So I'm going to be hiking with this pack for 175 miles. I will be going through snow. I will be going through passes. It will be a little bit dangerous, but people do it all the time. Now the John Muir Trail, one of the most greatest wilderness experiences you can have. I'm really proud that I'll be able to do it. I've been prepared in that I got my permit, which was outstanding. I have my food ready. It's going to be shipped out. I'm shipping this out tomorrow. And also my pack is all packed up and ready to go. It's going to be challenging because I didn't make it the first time, because of heat exhaustion, and also I'm not used to the altitude. But I'm really excited about the challenge, and something I've always wanted to do. So it really excites me to do it. Now John Muir said, the mountains, I can hear the mountains are calling. And I myself, I hear the mountains, and I hear their calling, and I'm going to be starting my trip on June 12th. And I will report what that trip is all about at one of these Toastmasters meetings. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Patrick. You look like
Oh, and later on,
tomorrow.
if you want to see how heavy this is, you can put it on. And it doesn't have everything, so I might have to take a few things out of here. I don't even have Tom's kite. How's it going?
All right, let's give some feedback to Patrick, speaker number 2, and put those in the cups, 60 seconds.